of Judaism. But I want to mention another eminent Jewish rabbi to set our minds at rest that indeed reincarnation is a very, very popular belief in Judaism. The rabbi that I would like to use is known as Harav Obadiah Yusuf, and I want to give some biography of him so that way people know the weight that he carries in Judaism. He was born in Baghdad in the year 1920, and he was brought to Jerusalem when he was 4 years old. At age 20, he received rabbinical ordination from the Rav ben Zion Uziel. In 1945, he was appointed a Dayan, or judge, of the Sephardi Bet Din, rabbinical court in Jerusalem. 2 years later, he was elected head of the Cairo Bet Din and deputy chief rabbi of Egypt. After establishment of the State of Israel, he was appointed a member of the rabbinical court of Petah Tikva and later in Jerusalem between the years 1958 to 1965. In 1965, he was appointed a member of the Supreme Rabbinical Court of Appeals in Jerusalem, and in 1968, Sephardi Chief Rabbi of Tel Aviv, Jaffa. He became Sephardi Chief Rabbi of Israel, Rishon LeZion, in 1973, and in 1984 he became the spiritual mentor of Israel's Shas party. He is a prolific writer and halachic teacher. Rav Obadiah has published his first work at the age of 18. While he was in Egypt, he displayed great courage by refusing to speak against the state of Israel, while forbidding contribution and use for Egyptian military equipment. He insisted on his right to speak Hebrew in the country of Egypt, and was awarded the Israel Prize for Torah Literature in 1970 in recognition of both the quality and quantity of his work. He is known to be equally versed in both Sephardi and Ashkenazi traditions in granting his halachic rulings, which are known for both their erudition and their directness. Rav Obadiah is generally inclined to leniency in his rulings. He was head of the Torah Ve'Haora Yeshiva in Tel Aviv, and is also a founder of the Porat Yusuf Yeshiva in Tel Aviv and also Jerusalem. So this is a very eminent, influential, weighty personality that we are speaking of in the person of Harav Obadiah Yusuf. So I would like to quote to you a statement that was made by him on Monday, August the 7th of the year 2000, which corresponds to the Jewish date of the 6th of Av, the year 5760 on the Hebrew calendar. This article is taken from the Jerusalem Post, an article entitled Yosef Backtracks on Holocaust Slur by Eli Mueller. The article is written in the city of Jerusalem and dated August 7th. And it says, quote, though Shah's spiritual leader, Rabbi Obadiah Yusuf, made a point of calling the Holocaust martyrs saints in a sermon given yesterday evening, the furor over his comments on the subject Saturday night looked unlikely to abate. Who doesn't bemoan the Holocaust, he said. 6 million Jews, among them 1 million innocent children, were killed by those wicked Nazis. All were holy and pure and complete saints, he added. In a discussion of reincarnation, Yusuf said, the 6 million unfortunate Jews murdered by the evil Nazis, may their names be erased. Did they die for nothing? No. They are the reincarnations of earlier souls who sinned. Those who sinned and became secular and permitted forbidden things, and did all sorts of things that ought not to be done, who returned in another incarnation to be corrected. So again, here we have another evidence. This is a close quote, and this evidence is taken again from the Jerusalem Post, Monday, August 7th of the year 2000, an article by Eli Mueller called Yosef Backtracks on Holocaust Slur. And we have another example of the fact that Judaism, in its most elite and eminent rabbinical scholars, Kabbalists, masters of the Zohar and other sciences, believe in reincarnation. It is a very strong belief in Judaism. Now those that espouse Judaism and the other religions that also believe in reincarnation, they attempt to actually give proofs for the reason why they believe in reincarnation. And we'd like to take a look at some of those proofs. They deserve to be eyed and then systematically challenged when we find doubt in these beliefs. The first belief that people usually cite in reincarnation is that it feels right. And one of the first proofs that they actually give is that there are many people in the world who, when they have gone to sessions where they have been hypnotized by doctors, or they have been hypnotized by certain psychologists or people trying to find out other mental problems, that their past lives and their reincarnational past have come out. This is one of their first evidences. So someone has been hypnotized, and in the process of bringing out perhaps old things that had happened in their childhood, maybe abuses that they had suffered from their parents, or perhaps maybe they have certain fears that they are attempting to flesh out of them, they inadvertently let slip that they had lived in a past life. A second proof that is used for the belief in reincarnation is that many people say that they feel that they have always known someone, or that they have been friends or acquaintances, as if they had been friends from the beginning. So someone meets someone in a room, or they speak with them, become acquainted with them, and they say, I feel like I've always known you, as if we've always been together. This is where many of the theories about love at first sight come from, and he is the one for you. The third proof that is used is that many people say that they've had dreams of different things in history, or dreams in which they were a different person, and they could see in these dreams they look different. They're in a different time period. They're speaking a different language, and they're in a different country. This they see as evidence of their reincarnational past. The fourth evidence is that someone, be they a palmist, an astrologer, or some other member of the occult, has told them that they have lived many lives and come back. So perhaps someone has paid a trip to a palmist or a skilled soothsayer or sorceress. They've looked at their hands, or maybe examined some tea leaves, or looked at the lines in their forehead, or asked some questions about them, and then concluded who they were in a previous life. This is the fourth evidence that they use. The fifth evidence is that they say that they have experienced deja vu for some reason, when they have gone to a place and they feel that they've been there before, perhaps in another life. They can't explain it. So someone, for example, lives in China, then they come to the United States, and while in the United States they visit the Grand Canyon. While looking at the Grand Canyon, an incredible feeling overcomes them, and they say, I feel as if I've been here before. I can't explain it. I feel as if I know this place somehow, but I'm just not sure. But they definitely have a conviction that they were there before, and due to this, they quickly make the conclusion that they were reincarnated. Well, how should we answer these claims? They deserve an answer. As far as the first claim, in regards to hypnotism, the people that are actually in the sessions of hypnotism, if one notices and studies the documentation on hypnotism and what hypnotism does, the people that are hypnotized are actually in an unconscious, suggestive state. And many of the people that under hypnosis have been asked about previous lives have answered in the affirmative because they have been led on by these doctors. So someone would be deep in the subconscious, and they would be asked by a doctor, you have lived another life before, didn't you? And they would answer, yes, I did.